Beloved soul, I come to you today with a voice that is not of this world, a voice that carries the warmth of heaven and the clarity of truth. You have been feeling the weight of change pressing against your heart, haven't you? You have sensed the walls around you closing in, the people around you not truly seeing you, not truly valuing the treasure that you are. And though part of you has been afraid, another part of you has known, deep inside, that this day would come. Yes, today is the day. The shift cannot be delayed any longer. The door that you thought was sealed shut has been unlocked, and the hands of heaven themselves are pulling you forward. You are moving, whether you feel ready or not. You are being carried to a new place, a place where your spirit will finally breathe freely. The people who underestimated you will no longer have access to you. Those who drained your light will look around and wonder where you went. And the truth is, they will never see you again in the same way. Because the one they knew, the one they dismissed, ignored, or tried to control, is gone. You are rising into a new version of yourself that they cannot recognize, and they cannot follow. This move is not just about leaving a house, a city, or a familiar space. It is about leaving behind every version of yourself that lived small just to be accepted. It is about leaving behind every apology you whispered for simply existing. It is about leaving behind the shame they tried to put on you, the labels they tried to stick to your soul, and the cage they tried to lock you in. Beloved, you were never meant to stay in that cage. Your spirit is too vast for that. Your calling too high, your purpose too radiant. And so heaven has intervened. Heaven has said, no more waiting, no more delay. My child must move now. I know you have felt resistance within yourself. You have wondered, what if I'm not ready? What if I fail? What if I lose everything familiar? But hear me clearly now, the familiar is not always safe. The familiar is not always love. The familiar can be a prison disguised as comfort. And heaven loves you too much to let you rot in that prison. So yes, beloved, today feels like you are being forced to move. You did not get the luxury of choosing the timing. You did not get to plan every detail. It feels sudden, sharp, and overwhelming. But let me tell you the truth. This is divine mercy. This is divine love pushing you out of what you would have never left on your own. You prayed for change, didn't you? You whispered in the night, God, get me out of here. God, I can't take this anymore. And even when your lips were silent, your heart was crying out. And heaven heard. And heaven answered. But heaven does not always answer softly. Sometimes the answer is not a gentle tap on the shoulder. Sometimes the answer is a shove out the door you were too afraid to walk through. That is what today is. It is not cruelty. It is deliverance. They will look for you where you used to be, but you will not be there. They will search for the old you, but that version is gone. They will call your name in the same tone they used before, but their words will not reach you. Because your spirit has moved to higher ground, and their voice cannot carry there. This move is permanent. There is no going back. The bridges that tied you to your old life have been burned by divine fire. Even if you wanted to return, you would find nothing but ashes. Do not mourn those ashes. Do not regret what is gone. For ashes are only the proof that the fire of transformation has done its holy work. You are stepping into a land of freedom now. A land where your laughter is not mocked. A land where your dreams are not dismissed. A land where your tears are not ignored. A land where your light is not dimmed, but welcomed. Beloved, do you understand? You are moving today, and this move is not just for your survival. but for your rebirth. Every angel around you is rejoicing. Every spirit of light is standing guard as you take your first steps away. You are not alone in this. You never were. So dry your tears. Straighten your back. Lift your chin. And step forward with the knowing that heaven has already gone ahead of you. Every path you are about to walk has been cleared. Every obstacle you fear has already been removed. You are safe in this journey. You are guided in this shift. You are protected in this transition. Yes, they will never see you again. And that is not a loss for you. It is their loss. For they had access to a rare soul, and they could not see your worth. But you, beloved, are finally seeing it now. And heaven is making sure nothing can dim that vision ever again. You may not feel strong right now. You may feel shaken, like the ground under you has been pulled away. You may feel the trembling of uncertainty, the ache of leaving, the heaviness of goodbye. But listen carefully. Beloved, strength is not the absence of trembling. Strength is the choice to step forward even while your knees shake. Strength is the choice to trust heaven even when you cannot see the road. And you are stronger than you realize. Do you know why they will never see you again? Because heaven has hidden you. Heaven has wrapped you in its cloak, and the eyes that once pierced you, the eyes that once judged you, the eyes that once tried to keep you small, those eyes will search in vain. They will not find you. Your energy has shifted. Your frequency has changed. And they cannot touch what heaven has covered. There were moments when you begged for their approval, weren't there? You wanted to be enough in their eyes. You wanted to be seen, loved, and chosen. But every time they turned away, or they gave you crumbs, or they pretended not to notice the fire burning in your spirit. Beloved, you were never meant to shine for them. You were never meant to prove your worth to them. That hunger inside of you, the hunger to be accepted, was really your soul's longing to be seen by heaven. And heaven has always seen you. That is why you are being moved. Because your spirit cannot stay in places where it is starved. Your gifts cannot bloom in soil that refuses to nourish them. Your light cannot be dimmed to make others comfortable. Heaven has said, enough. And when heaven says enough, no power on earth can stop what comes next. Yes, this move will cost you. You may leave behind familiar faces, familiar walls, familiar routines. You may feel the sting of loneliness at first. But beloved, loneliness is only temporary. It is the quiet space heaven makes so that new people, true people, can find you. It is the clearing before the garden grows. It is the silence before the song begins. Do not fear that silence. It is holy. You will be surprised at how quickly new doors open for you. You will wonder why you didn't leave sooner. You will laugh one day, looking back, because the very thing that once terrified you became the thing that saved you. Your future is not empty. It is already filled with appointments heaven has set on your behalf. There are people waiting to meet you. There are opportunities waiting to find you. There are blessings waiting to rest in your hands. And they could not come to you where you were. You had to move for them to appear. And so, beloved, they will never see you again, because the stage you are stepping onto is not for them. They do not have tickets to this show. They do not have keys to this door. They are not allowed in the room heaven is preparing for you. This is sacred space. This is holy ground. This is reserved for those who honor the treasure that you are. Do you know what I see when I look at you? I see a warrior clothed in light, even if you do not feel like one. I see a survivor who has carried wounds, but has not let them turn to bitterness. I see a child of heaven who has been tested, broken, and overlooked, yet still carries kindness in their heart. I see one whose tears have watered seeds that are only now beginning to bloom. You are not small. You never were. And now the world will see what heaven has always known. Beloved, let go of the fear of being forgotten. Let go of the fear that your absence will not matter. Because the truth is, your absence will echo louder than your presence ever did. Those who dismissed you will feel the emptiness where your light once stood. Those who used you will feel the lack of the energy they once drained. Those who mocked you will feel the silence where your laughter once filled the air. Yes, they will feel it, but you? You will not look back. You are not moving with regret. You are not moving with bitterness. You are moving with freedom. Freedom is your inheritance. Freedom is your right. Freedom is the song your soul was always meant to sing, and heaven has decided you will sing it now. I know you still wonder, what if I'm not ready? But beloved, readiness is not a feeling. Readiness is trust. If heaven has declared it is time, then you are ready, even if your emotions have not caught up yet. Do not measure your strength by your fear. Measure it by the hand that holds you, and that hand is divine, unshakable, and eternal. Step out now. Step boldly. Step with the confidence that every angel surrounds you. Step knowing that the old has ended, the new has begun, and there is no turning back. This move is not a punishment. It is a reward. It is not the end. It is the beginning. And beloved, this beginning is greater than anything you have left behind. Beloved soul, you may not realize it yet, but what feels like a tearing apart is actually a stitching together. The tearing is the separation from everything that was never truly for you. The stitching is heaven weaving you into the destiny that has always been yours. You are not just moving into a new place. You are moving into a new version of yourself. The person who tolerated mistreatment gone. The person who stayed silent when they should have spoken gone. The person who dimmed their light so others wouldn't feel insecure gone. That version of you has served its time, and now it is finished. Beloved, do you know why you couldn't stay any longer? Because the cage was beginning to crush the wings heaven gave you. And wings are not given to be folded. Wings are not given to be hidden. Wings are given so you may rise. So heaven broke the cage. And yes, it may hurt, but the breaking of cages always hurts before it feels like freedom. Look at yourself now. You may feel messy. You may feel scattered. But what I see is the beauty of becoming. I see a spirit in the middle of transformation. And transformation is never tidy. It is fire, it is pressure, it is release. But it is holy. And the outcome will be glory. Those who thought they knew you will be shocked. They had you measured, they had you labeled, they had you defined. But what they never accounted for was heaven's intervention. What they never expected was your resurrection. You will rise so high, they will not even recognize you. They will say, that cannot be the same person, and they will be right. It is not the same you. It is the you heaven always saw, finally stepping into the light. Beloved, let me tell you something sacred. You did not lose time. Even in the years you thought were wasted, heaven was preparing you. Every tear watered a seed. Every disappointment carved wisdom into your soul. Every betrayal sharpened your discernment. Every rejection redirected your path. So when you step into your new season, you will carry with you treasures you did not even know you were collecting. They will never see you again, because your destiny requires distance. Some people cannot go where you are going. Not because they are evil, but because their presence would pollute your promise. Their energy would poison your garden. Their voices would drown out your song. Heaven loves you too much to allow that. So heaven has drawn a line. And once heaven draws the line, no one can cross it. Do not waste your energy explaining your move. Do not waste your voice defending your decision. Those who are meant to understand will understand without words. Those who are not meant to understand will twist your words no matter what you say. So walk in silence if you must. But walk. Walk with the peace of knowing you owe no one an explanation for following heaven's call. This move is holy, beloved. This move is sealed by divine decree. Even if storms rise against you, they will not prevail. Even if fear whispers in your ear, it will not overcome you. Even if doubts creep into your heart, they will not root themselves deep. For the soil of your spirit has been consecrated. And what grows there now is untouchable. Do you know what else I see? I see doors opening so quickly your head will spin. I see opportunities coming that were once locked to you. I see people arriving in your life who recognize you instantly, as if their spirit has been waiting for yours. I see provision flowing in ways that make no earthly sense, because heaven is not bound by earthly systems. I see laughter bubbling from your soul, the kind of laughter that comes when the pain of the past no longer holds you. Beloved, trust this. When heaven removes you from a place, it is always to bring you somewhere better. And the better is not just survival. The better is joy. The better is abundance. The better is peace. The better is love that does not wound. The better is freedom without fear. Yes, they will not see you again, but do not carry hatred in your heart. Hatred will only chain you to the very people you have been freed from. Instead, carry release. Bless them from a distance. Forgive them not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. Then move on. Move forward. Move higher. Your life is about to surprise you. You are about to wake up one morning and feel the shift in your bones. You will know without a doubt, I am no longer who I was. And in that moment, gratitude will replace fear. Peace will replace anxiety. Hope will replace sorrow. And you will smile, because heaven knew exactly what it was doing all along. Beloved, let me whisper this truth to you now. You have cried your last tears over the place you are leaving. Yes, your heart has been heavy. Yes, the nights have been long. Yes, you have begged heaven to explain why things had to be this way. But listen, your tears were not wasted. Every drop that fell was counted. Every ache that pressed on your chest was noticed. Every silent prayer that trembled from your lips was written into heaven's book. And now, those very tears are the water that will cause your new season to bloom. You may not see it yet, but the ground beneath you is already shifting. The doors ahead of you are already opening. The path you feared was blocked has already been cleared. Heaven always works before you see the evidence. And when the evidence shows up, it feels sudden to you, but it has been prepared all along. Beloved, you will not be recognizable in this next chapter. Not because you are pretending, not because you are hiding, but because you are finally revealing the true you that was buried all this time. Do you understand? They only knew a version of you that was surviving. They only saw a version of you that was coping, making do, enduring, shrinking, silencing yourself just to stay safe. But heaven always saw more. And now, more is here. You are blossoming. And when a flower blossoms, it does not apologize to the weeds around it. It does not ask permission from the shadows nearby. It simply opens, and in its opening, it becomes impossible to ignore. That is you now. Opening, becoming, shining. Those who once dismissed you will whisper your name with surprise. They will ask, where did this strength come from? Where did this glow come from? Where did this success come from? But beloved, you owe them no answer. Because the truth is, it did not come from them. It came from heaven. And what heaven gives cannot be explained. Only witnessed. Do not be afraid of your glow. Do not be afraid of your rising. Do not be afraid that your light will make others uncomfortable. It is not your job to shrink. It is not your responsibility to dim yourself. The ones who truly belong in your life will celebrate your light, not compete with it. They will dance in your glow, not hide from it. And heaven will bring them to you in time. Beloved, they will never see you again. And that is exactly as it should be. Because if they could still see you, if they still had access to you, they would try to pull you back down. They would try to remind you of the chains you once wore. They would try to convince you that you are not as free as you feel. But heaven has hidden you. Your spirit has been cloaked in light. And no hand of darkness can reach where you are going. You are walking into a season of divine protection. You are walking into days where heaven's shield surrounds you. You are walking into nights where angels stand guard at your door. Even your footsteps are guided. Even your words are guarded. Even your thoughts are being lifted higher. You are safe, beloved. Safer than you have ever been. Yes, the move feels forcible. Yes, it feels like you had no choice. But one day, you will look back and see that this was the most merciful act heaven could have done for you. If you had stayed, your soul would have withered. If you had stayed, your dreams would have been buried. If you had stayed, your wings would have broken under the weight of trying to please those who never truly loved you. But you are not staying. You are rising. And nothing, beloved, nothing can stop that rise now. Think of this moment like a bird being pushed from the nest. The bird may not feel ready. The bird may flap in panic. But the bird was never meant to live in the nest forever. The bird was meant to fly. And beloved, you are that bird. And this is your flight. The horizon ahead of you is wide and open. There are lands you have never seen. There are skies you have never touched. There are heights you have never dreamed possible. And heaven is calling you into them now. So spread your wings. Do not cling to the broken twigs of an old nest. The wind is already beneath you. The sky is already waiting for you. This move is not an end. It is a beginning disguised as an end. It is freedom disguised as loss. It is promotion disguised as disruption. And when the disguise falls away, you will see it clearly for what it always was, a gift. Beloved, do you feel that stirring inside you right now? It is the sound of your spirit waking up. It is the whisper of destiny calling your name. It is the gentle but firm hand of heaven saying, "Rise, child." It is time. For too long, you have lived in places where your spirit could not stretch. For too long, you have silenced your own voice so others would not feel threatened. For too long, you have stayed where your heart was breaking, just because it was familiar. But beloved, comfort is not always good. Familiar is not always safe. And what you called normal was actually a cage. That is why heaven has moved you by force. Because if heaven waited for your fear to let go, you would have stayed stuck forever. So yes, it feels sudden. Yes, it feels harsh. But this is love in disguise. This is deliverance wearing the mask of disruption. This is freedom wrapped in the cloth of discomfort. And soon, you will see it clearly for what it truly is. Your rescue. Do not mourn what you left behind. Do not mourn the places, the faces, the routines that once felt like home. They were never your true home. They were only stopping points on your journey. Your real home is where your soul can breathe, where your gifts can flourish, where your heart can rest in peace. And that home is ahead of you, not behind you. Beloved, do you realize how much strength it takes to obey heaven's call? Even when it does not look like a choice, even when you feel forced, it still requires courage to step forward instead of clinging backward. And that courage lives inside you now. You are braver than you think. You are stronger than you know. You are more resilient than you believe. And heaven is proud of you. Those who once knew you will not recognize you anymore. They will look for the one who tolerated less than they deserved, but that version of you no longer exists. They will look for the one who accepted crumbs, but you have tasted heaven's banquet now. They will look for the one who bowed their head in shame, but you now walk with your head lifted high. Yes, they will look, but they will not find you, because that old you is gone forever. Beloved, I see the new you rising. I see the glow of freedom around you. I see the light of joy on your face. I see the boldness in your steps. And though you may not feel it yet, heaven has already declared it over you. It is finished. The old season is over. The chains are broken. The door is closed. And the new has begun. Do not fear being unseen by those from your past. Their sight was never clear enough to recognize you anyway. But do not worry. Heaven will bring you those who truly see you. Heaven will surround you with people who celebrate your soul, who honor your heart, who value your presence, who do not take your kindness for granted. And when they find you, you will realize why the old connections had to end. Beloved, let me tell you this. Your move is not only about you. It is also about the lives you will touch when you arrive where heaven is sending you. There are people waiting for your voice. There are hearts waiting for your story. There are souls waiting for the light you carry. And they could not meet you where you were. You had to move for heaven's assignment to unfold. So do not think of this as just relocation. This is revelation. This is alignment. This is heaven positioning you for impact. And one day, you will thank heaven for forcing you out when you would not leave on your own. Beloved, I know you feel the ache of goodbye. But hear me, every goodbye is an opening for a greater hello. Every ending is the soil for a new beginning. Every door that closes creates space for one that is wider, stronger, brighter to swing open. And that is what you are walking into now. You are not lost. You are guided. You are not abandoned. You are protected. You are not rejected. You are redirected. And this redirection is holy. It is sacred. It is perfect. Yes, they will never see you again. But that is not a tragedy. It is a triumph. Because if they could still see you, they would still try to keep you where you do not belong. And heaven has said once and for all, my child belongs higher. My child belongs freer. My child belongs with me. So walk forward now, beloved. Step into the unknown with faith. Step into the unseen with trust. Step into the new with courage. And as you step, know that you are never alone. Every angel is with you. Every door is opening for you. Every promise is waiting for you. And every step takes you closer to the life heaven always intended for you. Beloved, do not be surprised if the ones you left behind try to reach for you again. Do not be surprised if they call your name, if they send their shadows into your thoughts, if they attempt to remind you of the person you used to be. But let me tell you clearly, their hands cannot touch you anymore. Their words cannot chain you anymore. Their presence cannot bind you anymore. For heaven has sealed you in a light they cannot enter. You are already far beyond their reach. Even if your body still feels close, your spirit has already moved. And once heaven moves your spirit, the body must follow. That is why you feel restless. That is why you feel like nothing fits anymore. That is why you feel like you are being pushed out of your own skin. Because heaven has already pulled you forward, and now everything behind you feels too small. Beloved, you cannot shrink yourself back into that old life. You cannot return to what no longer aligns with your soul. You cannot force yourself to be satisfied with what once broke you. Even if you tried, it would not work. Because your spirit has tasted freedom, and once the soul tastes freedom, it refuses to accept chains again. That is why they will never see you again. They will only see memories. They will only see echoes. They will only see the shadow of who you used to be. But the living, breathing, rising you, that one belongs to heaven's future, not their past. Beloved, do not be angry with them. Do not curse them in your heart. Understand this. Not everyone was meant to recognize your worth. Not everyone was meant to stay by your side forever. Some were only lessons, some were only seasons, some were only mirrors to show you what you must never accept again. And once their purpose is complete, they must fall away. Release them. Let them go. Forgive if you can, and if you cannot, pray for the strength to one day. Because forgiveness is not for them, it is for your own wings to fly lighter. Beloved, look ahead. Do you see the horizon? It may look distant, but you are already closer than you think. Every step you take, even the trembling ones, draws you nearer to the life heaven has promised you. A life where your peace is not stolen daily. A life where your dreams do not collect dust. A life where your joy is not treated as foolishness. A life where your soul does not feel caged. You are stepping into that life now. You are walking into rooms that honor you. You are entering conversations that uplift you. You are meeting people who recognize your spirit instantly, as though they were waiting for you all along. This is the divine exchange. What you left behind was never yours. What you are walking into has always been yours. And heaven has made sure you will not miss it this time. Beloved, there is no going back. Even if nostalgia tries to pull at you, even if loneliness tempts you to return, the door behind you is sealed. And you should thank heaven for that. Because had the door stayed open, you might have been tempted to walk back into chains. But now, there is only one way left: forward. And forward is freedom. Do not think heaven has overlooked your sacrifices. Every time you gave when no one gave back, heaven saw. Every time you stayed kind when others were cruel, heaven noted. Every time you chose love when bitterness seemed easier, heaven recorded it. Nothing has been wasted. Nothing has been ignored. And now harvest is coming. You sowed in tears, but you will reap in joy. You labored in silence, but you will rise in light. You suffered in shadows, but you will live in glory. That is why this move had to be forcible. Because the harvest cannot grow in poisoned soil. The promise cannot flourish in hostile ground. And heaven refuses to let your seeds go to waste. So heaven has carried you, even while you kicked and fought and clung to the familiar. And though it feels like loss, it is truly protection. Beloved, hear me clearly now. This is not just about leaving people behind. This is about leaving the version of yourself that tolerated what heaven never wanted for you. That old version of you is gone. And when they look for you, they will never see you again, because you are not there anymore. You are rising into the person heaven always dreamed you would be. You are stepping into the identity that was written for you before time began. And nothing, not fear, not failure, not rejection, not betrayal, can stop this rising dot, so lift your head, beloved. Breathe deeply. Step with faith. Your new chapter is not waiting far away. It is here. And heaven will walk with you through every line of it. If this message touched you, please do 3 quick things that help this channel grow. Like the video, leave a comment telling us one thing you're moving away from, and share this with someone who needs permission to leave. If this video moved you deeply and you'd like to support the channel, consider sending super thanks. Every bit helps me keep making soul-led content. Don't forget to subscribe and tap the bell so you won't miss the next message meant just for you. If this resonated, write "I moved" in the comments. I read everyone, and I'll leave you a word of encouragement. Be brave, be gentle. Be gone from what was stopping you.